Oh my fucking god. The Gideon Mediator 2 is one of the enclosed emitter red dot optics of all time. Coming in at 3.2 ounces with the battery installed and a lens dimension of 21.4 by 18.8 millimeters. This is undoubtedly one of the beefiest red dots yet. Today we will only be unboxing the latest offering from Gideon, the Mediator 2. We're not going to be doing any shooting, we're just going to take a look at it, do some first impressions, go over some of the specs, and go over what's included with this package. I purchased this red dot directly from Gideon on November 4th and I received it November 7th at noon. So really about 2 days to process and ship, which is really good when you compare it to sites like Optics Planet that takes like a week or 2 weeks even. When I got the email saying it was on the way, it did not come with a tracking number, but when it came this fast, it really didn't even matter. When I sent them an email to request a tracking number, they replied within, I think, an hour, and this was at night, so pretty good customer service on their end. This also does have a lifetime warranty, which some people have been claiming that they have issues with their Gideon optics. I've never had one, so we'll see how this goes. As you saw, the package comes with a cleaning cloth, a Torx bit with an L handle, flathead L handle, and of course the optic mounted already on the riser itself with an instruction manual with all the specs. The foam is actually pretty nice. The casing is pretty nice. It seems very well put together, well packaged. So here's a product manual. If you want to take a quick glance, if you're even able to, here it is. You can just go on their website, go to the Mediator 2, and they should have a PDF with all this information. It goes over all the specs. We will be talking about these later, just not in this much depth. So if you do care, go check out the website, or the web page, I should say. Here's a closer look at the L handle flathead used to adjust your windage and elevation, even the battery cap if you're feeling frisky. Here is the L handle Torx bit. This is used to mount the red dot to the riser, and then the riser to a pick rail. Here's your lens wipe. It does what it do. That's about it. Then the manual with all the specs, already went over that. And of course, our optic with the cute little sticker on top to let us know that there's a battery inside. It's already on for me. I must have accidentally pressed it. This is the 28 MOA circle with a 3 MOA dot. You can cycle between options on this one. If you hold the plus or the brightness sub button for 2 to 3 seconds, it'll go from the circle to the dot to just the dot. And then from the dot, it will go to the circle. And then from the circle, it goes to the circle and dot. And that's all you get, which is pretty good. No complaints there. You know, some people think that the 28 MOA circle is too busy, so it's nice to be able to switch back and forth. I keep thinking it's 32 MOA. I'm not sure why. The glass is actually really good quality. It's slightly tinted blue, slightly distorted, so it's not a real 1x, but for the price, especially compared to an Acro, it's really not a bad deal at all. The housing is made from 7075 T6 aircraft grade aluminum. But what makes this optic stand out is that there are actually 2 stainless steel plates on each side. The issue with that is that it can rust if you scratch it. However, I think that by adding stainless steel on the sides, it's making this thing really more tanky than it should be. I'm going to peel this sticker off. More tanky, more good. Now we're going to do some material ASMR. Yep, that's metal. Battery cap sounds a bit hollow. Some nice rubbery tactile buttons. I really want to smash the lens. Some button clicking ASMR. These actually feel really nice, tactile. These side plates are held on by these 4 screws. They feel really nice and beefy though. At the time of recording this only has the Acro footprint option, which is the superior choice according to many people for retention. However, if you don't like this, they do make the adapter plates, which cost some extra bucks, but you know, it's whatever. The riser for this actually does come with the Picatinny. So if you want to use the riser, that's great. If you don't, buy them out. I'm going to attempt to get the mic to pick up the windage and elevation adjustment clicks because they are there and they do feel good and very responsive, but I'm not sure if the mic will pick it up. Taking off the battery cap with a flathead feels like a crime, and I instantly get punished as the cap just falls off. As you can see there, it is a CR 2032. Yay, boo, whatever. People have their mixed opinions about batteries, but there it is. It comes with it installed. Pretty sweet. Gideon claims the battery can last up to 50,000 hours. That, of course, is in the best conditions, probably on the lowest settings. So, I don't know, maybe like make a third of that. And it also depends on the reticle option as well. So this is probably just like any other red dot, which is still pretty good. You know, at least it's not a holographic. Next, we have some magnets, because I know that people that subscribe to this are probably meth heads and probably love magnets and flashlights and lasers and all that other cool shit. This is magnetic, as you can see. The optic is just a bit weighty. This is a bit more than half the weight of an EPS. The EPS is 1.4 ounces by HoloSun. This is 3.2 ounces. The EPS carrier is 1 ounce, so if you can do the math in your head and conceptualize that, then go ahead. The riser itself is pretty good quality. It has the cutout in the middle for reduced weight, as well as to maybe co-witness if you're using this on like a rifle or something. Yeah, if you're an elitist, you might feel obligated to swap it out. I'm going to throw up the millimeter dimensions directly from the PDF up on the screen, and I'm going to measure it in inches. And as we can see here, the length is about 1.8, 1.9 inches long. It's about 1.2 inches wide and about 1.4 inches high. Those are approximations. One of the biggest complaints of the Mediator 1 was that the brightness was not bright enough, especially in daylight settings. This one, however, I can assure you, will surprise you. This actually kind of blinded me, just turning this on inside my own home. This has 10 brightness settings, and the lowest 2 are reserved for night vision devices, which I cannot test as I do not have night vision. And as you can see, we are going through all the settings from the brightest to the dimmest. Now from the dimmest, we'll go back up to full brightness. It's very blinding. And this is how it looks like from the front. As you can see, the emitter is on top instead of the bottom, which is pretty untraditional for red dots. But that creates a lower deck height, which is pretty good. The top loading battery also removes that big bulge on the side, so it's more symmetric, looks more streamlined. However, it is a bit taller. To add to the tankiness, it's also worth noting that there are 2 sacrificial lenses on this, one in the front, one in the back. So in case the lens on the front or the back shatter, the red dot will still be fully operational. It's also shockproof, waterproof, parallax free up to 33 yards, and the optic is purged with nitrogen to prevent internal fogging, condensation, and moisture intrusion. Just a little demonstration of what this looks like on a MP5 clone here. We're going to clear this first, show you that there's nothing in there. Nothing in the magazine. Magazine is empty. I just put it in here for the aesthetics. What's nice about having this riser is that if you don't want to co-witness, you can still use your iron sights, as it does have that big cutout in the center there. So in case your optic does break for whatever reason, if you break this optic, you probably have bigger issues to worry about. But at least you can still use your irons. This optic does also come with shake awake if it's not moved for 225 seconds or 3 minutes and 45 seconds for the layman. It'll shut off and go into a low power mode, and once it's moved, it'll turn back on. It also saves your brightness settings, so whatever setting you turn it off at, it will turn back on at that same setting. If you're looking for a mailbox optic, or a mailboptic as I call it, then this might be a good choice for you. I don't know, I haven't actually tried it yet. But so far it looks good and the customer service is great. It's 2.5 times cheaper than an Acro Aimpoint with a much better sight picture. It comes with a pretty good riser, lifetime warranty. It's a Mailboptic. Gideon Optics seems like a pretty good company overall, great reviews, except there is always this one person. My son bought this optic for his Hellcat Pro, against my advice. Doesn't even claim which optic it is. His name is Operator 101, so he might be the real deal. I don't know. I don't doubt that Gideon has made, defective products. They are a fairly new company, still trying to get their foot in the door. But overall, from what I see on the reviews and from what I've heard, their customer service is great. Their warranties are great. So I don't know.